Did you know that the words vigilante and lynching have the same origins? Hey, Cypher here with another engaging etymology. This time, we're talking about vigilantism and lynching.
So let's just get it out of the way first. Lynching has a long racialized history, but the white supremacist context is a 20th century invention. Before, it was used primarily to describe the act of lynching, not specifically whether or not somebody was white or black. Though that is not to say that there wasn't a disproportionate amount of minorities who were executed in this manner. Both lynching and vigilante refer to extrajudicial punishment. Vigilante is often used to refer to superheroes, like Batman, or people who go out of their way to stop a criminal. This is normally regarded as honorable, though not acceptable in most cases. Lynching refers to the punishment of execution being used on people without official sanctioning by the government. The terms have morphed over time, but their origins can be seen in their present usage. They both come from a long American tradition. Oftentimes, while people lived on the frontier, they had trouble receiving conventional justice. In many instances of vigilantism, people lived too far away for a sheriff to get to them. In other cases, the local forms of justice were too inadequate. Another common problem was that people did not trust official punishment to be carried out, especially when running away was too easy. A tradition formed of people taking justice into their own hands. Mostly the tradition began as a paramilitary resistance to British control in what has become known as the War of Regulation. These regulators formed a separate justice system in North and South Carolina frontiers before the American Revolution, from 1765 to 71. After the Revolution, there was a severe lack of judicial organization, and so people took matters into their own hands. The most famous of these people was created by Charles Lynch. He was a judge in 1780s Virginia, but he issued punishment outside of his purview. In an effort to stop a loyalist uprising in those fledgling years, he presided over mock hearings that brought suspects to him by the militia. Then, they would execute people they found guilty of traitorous activity, or they would just whip them. This kind of summary punishment came to be known as Lynch's Law, and then simply lynching. Many places were more organized than old Judge Lynch, though. Lynch was an extreme case, but many people formed committees that would issue sentences. The most famous instance of this happened in 1856 San Francisco, but they were quite prevalent, especially in the American West. People in the 1830s started calling them committees of vigilance, which is where we get the word vigilantes. Most locales have some instance of a group forming to carry out justice outside the purview of official judicial measures, whether they were posses or committees. They were often considered to be a more democratic form of justice. As the American frontier became more populated, people chose the more disciplinary state over the more volatile and unpredictable mob rule of vigilance committees. It is a fascinating change, which represents an entire change in ideology through the most violent expression possible. There's a lot of scholarship on vigilantism, so I will not go into the significance of the changeover. But suffice it to say, we should remember that vigilantism and lynching once held a very legitimate role in our history, and that is built into the etymology of the words themselves. There's a lot of historiography on this subject, and I'm actually doing my master's thesis on a local vigilance committee, so there's a lot to talk about within it. So tell me if you'd like to see an episode on what I'm working on. So thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe and check out some previous episodes, and I'll see you next time.